Hi guys, I'm in the garden with my boo thing.
Hey.
You're my boo thing.
Oh, really?
Yep. So we've been living together since January.
January.
It's July. 7 months. And we've been together since September.
Is it 10?
10 months?
No. 7? No, it's 10 months.
10 months.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's almost a year.
It's been really awesome. And so
The lesbian world. Doing
yeah,
all right.
I know. Cheers. Coffee. So we were just talking about what were we talking about? Sometimes I forget. We were talking about how we had these feelings for each other before either of us knew that it could be possible. It didn't feel possible for us to be together.
We were kind of friends and kind of knew each other, but not really. And we weren't really, and we just went to a few events and there was something, it was just something there.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember what I was explaining was I was watching videos that she used to do on Facebook and had this weird, overwhelming emotion about it, which usually, if that would happen over someone I don't know, I would just block them out of my life rather than deal with the drama of I don't even know you and I can't define these emotions going on. So,
She's a Virgo.
my old age would just cut it off before I even engaged.
Yeah.
Which is what I did.
You're not old.
Immediately,
Yes.
as I'm getting
mature,
older.
as you mature.
Yeah.
Don't entertain drama.
Exactly.
No drama.
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah.
And so we were just speaking of initial things that we remember being oh, there's something there.
Right.
This is real
This
big,
is
and I
not
don't know why. It scared us
just-
both.
It scared. Yeah. It made me mad too.
Yeah, I could tell,
Once-
and I thought you didn't like me because of it. I was like, she thinks I'm a fucking idiot.
I did not think you were an idiot. I just really was pissed off that I was having these intense feelings for this person. I thought there was no shot in hell of me being with this person. Why would she want to be with me and all the complexity that my life is? I'm a mom, I'm married to a dude. At the time I had another partner that was also male. It just seemed more impossible than even if I was just some seemingly straight woman that was married. I had extra layers of things, and I was why would this completely free gorgeous goddess woman want to navigate all of that to be with me when she could have someone that was way less complicated. So I didn't want to have these feelings, and you didn't think you could be with me either.
Yeah. And so from my perspective, which I don't necessarily think of myself as a free goddess per se. So, I've been doing a lot of personal work, and it had come out of years of intense personal work and really just focusing on myself. And, so I didn't really, it's not I had this track record of really amazing non-toxic relationships. So it wasn't, and I was very happy being alone as well. So,
Yeah.
and the idea, first of all, to be with a lady that's married and with another dude is not my MO.
You weren't looking for that on
I wasn't
Tinder.
looking for girls.
You were not looking
No.
for my exact
And
profile.
yeah, exactly. And I wasn't sure how, I knew she was open to bisexuality, but isn't every female these days doesn't mean she's not straight. So I just kind of assumed
Rampant
she was
rampant
a
bisexuality
curious
out
straight
there.
girl, so many. And
I was more than curious.
but there was just something about her, and despite the fact that it was completely implausible, she had this we were meeting up in meditation, we were having this weird conversation, my guides were telling me to talk to her. There was just some spiritual aspect or some multi-dimensional aspect going on that was too hard, it was too much to ignore. And granted, this was in the middle of quarantine, and I was meditating 4 hours a day, and all kinds of crazy things were happening, but I just got in the habit of I'm just gonna see what the hell this is about if they're pushing me to do it, because it's always insane, always seems insane, and then always I had a little bit of proof.
Yeah.
Like you have some tangible evidence of following your guides after a minute, and I had enough proof under my belt to be like, oh, okay, life really is magic. Let me see what's going on here. And with no really expectation, I just knew she needed to be in my life. So
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
And you think in your logical mind, like, oh, I can turn off my feelings for somebody because they need, but
You can't
all I really needed
really.
was validation that she felt the same way, and then we pretty much made out, and we're like, oh, well, we're together forever.
Now we're together.
But not in like a, oh, two lesbians newly in love, like, of course they're going to be, like, everybody thinks that. Like, it's different than that. It's different than that, like, 90-day infatuation.
Yeah.
Like, illusion that you're going to, this is the end-all, be-all. It wasn't like that at all. It just kind of superficially sounds like that.
It does sound like that.
It does sound like that.
But I don't know. The deeper we get into this, I'm like, oh yeah, this is real.
This is real, yeah. And we have the spiritual aspect, and we both do our work, and we have like communication skills, and like people are in therapy, and it's amazing that
Therapy.
you can actually have two people, let alone like more people, not necessarily intimately involved, but immediately involved.
Yeah.
In coercion and in communication and actually working. It's like the idea of how things are supposed to be that everyone's lost so much sight of, and that it's become nearly impossible. So pretty fascinating.
I love it when she talks about stuff. Partly just, I really don't always get to hear.
Because she likes my lips.
I like her lips. That's
the only reason.
part of it. That is not the only reason, but I can watch her lips for hours. I can, but also, I like that there's always so much. I can always feel there's so much going on, like in your thoughts and your feelings and what you're sensing and experiencing, and I don't always get to hear all of what that is. So I like it when we make time to talk about it and to look at things like in retrospect, because so much of this journey, like of life and trying to live it from the most aligned place possible, it does require you like listening to guidance that you don't understand. Like, I don't know, this doesn't seem possible, I feel crazy, I don't know how this could work out, but I am being guided to explore this or be open to this relationship. I'm being guided to get to know this person more, knowing that I have these really strong feelings for this person that I don't think I can be with. And it's like, do my guides just want to like watch me suffer and torture me? But they don't. And I think the fact that we were both able to like receive that guidance, feel what we were feeling, and honor it is like really why we are together, because this could have played out so differently. Like, we could have just like ignored those feelings and just like eventually like just stopped spending time together. Like, you would have stopped coming to like my event, like whatever. I could have like made the choice to just like, when she was like, do you want to make out? I could have been like, no, I can't. Like, yes, I want to, but
there's a lot of people to be affected by that decision as well.
A lot.
And I'm not normally like the homewrecker type.
She's not a homewrecker.
No,
you're a home builder, baby.
But it was literally like this pull. It wasn't like just a lustful pull.
It isn't.
It was like overwhelming, like whole body essence. Like, you must do this.
Yeah. And I could feel it. We were in this like zone, and then I remember like pulling back after we like had kissed a bit, and I was like, are you doing this of your own free will? Like, or did I really thought maybe I just manifested this, because we are potent manifestors. But I was like, you actually like, you are feeling these same things that I'm feeling, because it was so guided, and it felt like such a just like, we were like operating within a current of energy that was like, you will be together. Like, you need to be together. It sounds great. Like, it sounds crazy.
And then
like,
when I went back and was reading some old journals, an old like intention setting I did around solstice of the year prior, and I just wrote out like as if I had the perfect like the relationship that I truly wanted, and it was like you to a T. I mean, minus the like husband and boyfriend and you know, like all the extra things, like, but like everything else was her, like even down to like physical. And I was like, holy shit. So it's really, you know, I think, and then she was doing her own ritual work to call in a woman who she assumed would be, I don't know, some kind of toy for her and a man. But
not a toy ever. I am about authentic human relationships.
Gosh. Anyway, yeah, it wasn't, and
it was just for me.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, point being, I think we both did magic, and then we're both at a resonance that could attract, and we're at the same resonance. So,
but to also make sure it was like something that was mutually like I didn't want to like have like somehow subconsciously like seduced you into wanting to be with me.
That's that Leo.
Yeah, but also I just needed to know that
you
like
are powerful.
You were in your own right, in your own private space, actively like wanting this and calling it in.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
Because I knew it was gonna like upend both of our lives and
and
require.
it was pretty unlikely.
A lot of like transformation and change, not just for us, but for other people that we care about.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot. And I'm not someone that rushes into things. Like my last partner didn't even meet my kid until we had been together for like 3 years. And meanwhile, I'm like moving Corey into my backyard after like a couple months of us being together. And she's
crazy
with my kid all the time. And like as a mom, that's something I take really, really seriously. And there was nothing wrong. Like there was nothing wrong with previous partners. It was just, I'm just trying to like paint a picture of like my caution. Like my tendency is to be overly cautious. So the fact that I allowed this to progress as quickly as it did, it's seriously because it felt so guided. And I really was like I talked to my therapist. I had her talk to my therapist. I was like, I want to be called out. If I am like just wrapped up in lust or infatuation here. I had a lot of talks with my husband. It was like, are you really okay with this? Are we really okay with like moving this person into our home and into our family? Because again, it's not just me that's impacted. It impacts other people. And the fact that you like brought me to meet, you know, your mom, like you told your mom about me. Like her mom knows that like I'm with her and that I'm married, and that was not something that was really.
Yeah, that's not something that I would ever assume that I would even discuss with my mom. I would be just more likely to just ignore, you know, just go on with dinner and ignore the whole conversation, because it's that classic kind of Southern woman, rather kind of block it out than actually have a discussion about it.
Yeah. Like, we're just gonna
once
pretend.
again, like everything with us, like I was just with her and it just came through.
Yeah.
And then for the first time ever, there was like a actual like kind reaction, you know.
Yeah.
Been bringing women home since I was 17, and
yeah, it was not well received.
Not well received.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my mom really likes her. Sorry, mosquitoes.
Yeah.
But
I get it all.
So all the things that seemed completely impossible, down to even the tiny house and getting it here, and the means in which to get it, and how to get it in the yard, and how to get it hooked up, and everything just came together like a team of angels came down and just like, okay, this is literally
gonna
turned
make
both
this
of our lives like
easy as
180s.
possible. Y'all can be, as long as
really have
y'all
to worry about it.
choose, as long as you make the choice to be together, like spirit will handle the details. Like,
Exactly.
not that we didn't have to actually, like we had to look for a tiny house, we had to find it, but the money was there. We found this beautiful home. We purchased it really easily. We got it here. We got it all set up. We moved her in, and that like all happened in the span of a couple months. And it's just like,
without much
wow.
even time.
Yeah, wow. So just know that if you are feeling really guided towards something, whatever it is, it doesn't even have to be a relationship, but trust those initial
Truly
feelings.
follow your heart, but get real discerning about what is your heart and what is your ego.
Yeah,
Because
that's the
that takes a while
baseline work. That takes
you
a long
have
time.
to get to a point where you can recognize the difference between those two. But no matter how, everything I regret, which isn't much, but things that I could go back and wish I could do again, it's always when I did not follow my intuition and my heart.
Yeah.
Or I did something because I thought it was what I was supposed to do, or what people expected of me, or
Yeah.
and just years not wasted, because everything happens for a reason. But I could have saved myself a lot more time in a relationship like this. I had a lot more time in my life to have such a huge capacity for love and joy that continues to expand on a daily basis instead of constrict, which is mind-blowing to me that it's even a possibility. So
I love you.
I love you too.
All right, bye y'all.